Hey guys, I wanted to try something different in this video. So today, I wanted to tackle the NewRay 1:100 scale model B-17, giving it a custom paint job and different weathering techniques. As I said in the intro, this is a NewRay 1:100 scale model B-17 G variant, which I picked up from the local hobby store. The building process itself is actually very easy and it didn't require any gluing. It was very much a snap-on process, which I really appreciated from these kinds of models. I would definitely recommend this brand for any aviation enthusiast who wants a quick model to display. However, I wanted to display something different and upgraded. So beforehand, I looked at some B-17 paint designs for a novel I had been writing for the past few months, and I thought it would be cool to combine two hobbies I enjoy: model building and writing. So this was the perfect specimen. As you can see here, starting off I tried my best with my noodle arms to start rubbing off the decals using polish remover, yet that didn't work out. I wanted to remove the decals themselves so I can paint over them with my own insignia, and then I just gave up since the paint will be over these decals anyway. Shucks. Next, after removing the propeller cowls, I began the process of taping up certain areas such as the wingtips and the tail for coat of spray paint. I took the model outside to avoid any use of masks or proper indoor ventilation systems, which I cannot stress enough. Please be safe and don't inhale any particles during any model or diorama making processes. I'm using a flat green army color that I used for a helmet restoration a couple months ago, and I figured it matched the original B-17 green paint enough. During World War II, the B-17s were originally shipped overseas with a olive green coating on the exterior. Yet by 1944, most of the bombers were being sent with no exterior paint and only in their completed silver finish, all in an effort to reduce the weight and the overall rate of which B-17s were sent off to war. Off camera, I cleaned up and polished some of those paint splatters around the nose and wing section of the underside of the plane. Then I moved on to painting the propeller cowls and taped off areas with a nice shade of blue. To explain some world building why I paint this on, this model is based on a B-17 which is one of the centerpieces for a historical fiction novel I've been writing for some time now. The paint scheme is of the fictional 495th Bomb Group based out of RAF Blakestone, also not a real town. The bomb group's planes all hold the same identifying paint scheme of blue and green. I had several different color designs all laid out for how I wanted this plane to look, and I felt that green and blue were the best options. Plus, I like both colors, and to be honest, I think both of them actually complement each other within this model. While half painting, I began experimenting on how to achieve certain weathering effects, such as chipped paint. At first I tried using my fingernails going along all the edges, and then I realized I should have just called this thing the most elaborate nail filer I've ever owned at this point. So instead, as you can see, I started utilizing the corners of the polish remover bag as they were sturdy and held a very narrow points, which was very perfect for carving out the paint. So far, I thought the model was turning out really well, but then it came time for something I was more nervous about: the wash. This would give more of a grimy feel to the exterior of the plane, and allow the black paint to seep into some of those edges, creating depth. But what I was worried about was too much black paint to the point where I create black splotches around the model, which would look awkward in my opinion. I wanted a clean look, yet still looking realistic. Think of a car which is driving down a dirt road. The car itself is real, but the imperfections of the debris is what adds to the aesthetic. Finally, it was about time I got around to some of the more creative details, with serial numbers / identification and nose art. The trickiest part of this build, in my opinion, was absolutely the nose art. It was so small compared to the rest of the build, and my shaky hands needed this to look appealing, since it's the one odd thing painted irregularly out of the whole model. And so, after a few touches, I'd say it was complete.